Now, if you were to ask the average person on the street today in 2025, no matter where you were in the world, what is the most precious resource that we have? Most people's answer probably would be gold. Some people might even answer that it's money, but make no mistake, today's video is all about the most precious resource that each and every single one of us have. That is time.
Always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Renewable Mind. My name is Damien, and on today's video I am going to be discussing why time is so overlooked when it comes to being the actual true most important resource that we all have. Time is something that many of people do not give the proper respect that it deserves. Time is something that people waste, which we're going to be going into statistics showing how much people waste time each and every single day. But hopefully after watching this video, you can all see how we need to be more intentional when it comes to thinking about how we spend our time and what it is that we do with each and every single hour of our day. So today's lesson is all about the most precious resource that we have. And of course, it is this thing on the wall here. It is time. Time is actually something that's not tangible, but it is a tool that helps us keep track of when things happen or measure how long something takes. So time is measurable. We use a watch or clock to keep track of time, such as the time school starts, lunch times, and bedtimes. We use calendars to keep track of days, months, and years. It helps us to stay organized and allows us to plan special events. So time is actually the recorded schedule of action. So time is only measurable by what you do with it. So it takes action in order for you to use time. So this is the first thing we need to understand. Number one, why we all say I don't have time, but everyone still wastes it. We all know somebody who we've given advice to, whether it be friends or family. We've maybe tried to lead them in the right direction and say, hey, maybe you could start doing this healthy habit with your life. Maybe you could start spending a little bit more time with family. Everyone has the same 24 hours, yet most people feel like they never have enough time. Everyone from a student to the CEO of business has the same daily time budget. Now, this is why this is so powerful. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter where you are on the socio-economic ladder. It doesn't matter how old you are. We all get the same 24 hours within a day. So the difference lies in how we use it, not how much we have, because we all have the same. So an exercise for you to do after watching this video is to write down how you used your hours today. Write down exactly, step by step, from which hour to which hour, all the way up to the end of the day when you jump into bed and close your eyes. You want to record how you spent every single hour. This is going to be a useful exercise in order for people to see that there is a lot of time that is wasted in the average person's life. Now, this is the single most biggest waste of time that we have in 2025, of course. It's the hidden cost of screen time and distractions. So phones, social media, and streaming quietly consumes hours daily. So you trick yourself that it's relaxing, but what do you actually get out of it? I know a lot of people that I know, including myself, I used to say this myself. Oh, I like to watch TV at the end of the day. You know, it's really relaxing. And then you see half of these people, if not 80% of them, they're not even watching the TV. They're on their phone at the same time and they're scrolling through their phone. Well, they're not doing either one of them. They're not technically paying attention on the phone, and they're not even paying attention on the TV of the show that apparently relaxes them at the end of the hard day. But not only that, not only if you were watching TV, what is it that you actually get out of it? What are you getting out of TV that is beneficial for you in the long run? So the average Australian, where I am, consumes 2.5 hours of TV per day, while it's about 2.7 for you Americans. If we project that average over a year, that's 890 to 960 hours per year, which ends up equivaling up to 40 days per year. 40 days per year. That's more than a month. That's more than 1/12 of your entire year are you losing just to watching TV. This is not even allowing for phone time as well. I'm sure there was probably an added 1 hour, 2 hours of phone time in there throughout the day. So we are getting somewhere closer to 4.5, 5 hours of screen time each and every single day. But TV alone is one of the biggest ones. It has been one of the biggest ones. TV has been one of the biggest ones for the longest time now. Obviously, TVs supersede phones as because they've been around a lot longer. But 40 days per year, people, that is a statistic that really should be ringing alarm bells to each and every single one of you. If you fall into this category of the average Australian, 2.5 hours of TV per day, 40 days per year, you are just absolutely wasting. So a new exercise for you all start doing right now after watching this video. Slowly start introducing new weekly activities that doesn't involve TV. So as an example, you could have a Wednesday night, instead of putting on Netflix and watching a show with your dinner or after your dinner, how about you have a night where you allow an hour, 2 hours, and you just talk with your partner, talk with your kids, maybe talk about things outside the everyday life, maybe talk about dreams, goals, where they're at with where they want to be or what they're working on right now. Get a little bit deeper with that someone special in your life. Then Friday or Saturday nights, instead of having 3 movie nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, making them all Netflix nights, how about just one of those nights we start with a board game night? Now, this sounds lame, but it's actually something that is super simple to do, super low cost. You can go to any secondhand store and buy a $2 board game that you can start playing this weekend with your family and friends. And before you know it, it feels social. You're actually interacting with each other. You're getting proper human connection, proper human interaction, which is going to create a stronger bond with whether it be your partner, whether it be your family, whether it be your friends or kids, whoever. This is never a bad idea to swap TV time for actual something that's fun and interactive like a board game. This is just simple things that you can be doing right away that are going to overall improve your life. It's going to improve your relationships and it's going to make you happier and healthier. Number 3, why time is a real currency of relationships. So we just touched on it before, but spending time with loved ones strengthens emotional bonds. Now, people are doing this less and less. We have both male and females at work all day, every day now at this point. Then they come home watching Netflix and chill, as we just talked about, 2.5 hours of Netflix in the evening. Crazy. They're not getting any real quality time with each other. So then neglecting time together leads to distance and disconnection. So if you're not getting quality time together, you're going to start feeling distant from one another. You're going to start feeling disconnected. And that, if you can't put 2 and 2 together, is not a healthy relationship. A lack of connection and increase of comparison via social media increases relationship breakdowns, leading to breakups. So basically, you start feeling less connected with your partner. You're then on your phone, on social media. You're seeing all these other people in beautiful, happy relationships. Well, so you at least think, because it's on social media. It's going to start get you reflecting on your own relationship with your partner who's just sitting next to you on the couch, scrolling through their phone. You're scrolling through your phone while the TV's playing some show you're not even watching. No one's interacting. No one's talking with each other, but you're scrolling on your phone and seeing other people happy. It's going to make you think, oh, why don't I have that? And you're going to start either blaming one or the other. You're going to start blaming yourself, or you're going to start blaming your partner, which is obviously going to lead to resentment, and it's going to increase the breakdown of the relationship and higher the risk of the breakup of the relationship. The key to prioritizing relationships: you need to sacrifice for each other. You need to communicate to each other what your current desires and goals are. And as I said, you're not going to find these out. You're not going to learn about these things because these change month to month, year to year for each partner. Just because you had a conversation with your partner about what their desires, what their goals were 6 months ago or 1 year ago when you first got together, or 2 years ago, it doesn't mean they haven't changed now. And you haven't taken the time to even ask that question because you have a lacking connection with your partner, you're lacking quality time, you need to sacrifice screen time. Begin with sacrificing screen time for each other. And if you can't do that, if your partner cannot do that, then that is a big red flag. It's a big red flag, whether it's you who are saying, oh, I can't put my phone down. That's actually showing a strong addiction that you need to work on yourself. Or if you're with your partner, you are willing to be the one who comes out and says, listen, I'm going to put my phone down. I want to talk with you tonight. And they don't want a bar of it, then maybe that's a sign that that person is not your ideal partner, but something to think about. You need to sacrifice for each other, and you need to start communicating with each other away from these screens. Another big time waster, trading time for money. Are you getting a fair deal? Are you getting a fair compensation for the time you are losing? So how often are people sacrificing their time for an income, but they actually forget to enjoy life? We see this so much across all levels of socio-economic families. So whether it be low income earners, middle income earners, or the high income earners, a lot of the time, one or both of the parents are sacrificing their time away from home in order to make more money so that people can have a better life. And of course, yes, we all need money, but this is what this is talking about. At what cost? At what cost is it worth for you to be away from your loved ones, your kids? You need to reflect. Are you using your earnings to buy back time or joy, or are you just buying junk? So if we talk about those middle income families, yes, we have maybe one of the parents is working a lot longer than the others. They're sacrificing their time away from the family in order to make more money so that family can flourish. But is that family flourishing because they bought a new lamp and a new couch and a new TV? Or are they actually using that money to go and experience new things, go on family trips, go on family vacations to somewhere, go on weekends away, go on day trips, go and have experiences that they wouldn't otherwise be able to have because they don't have the money? That is a useful example of actually trading your time for money. If you are using that extra money that you're making, if from sacrificing seeing your family, if you're using that in healthy areas of family trips, that's worth it. But if you're just buying junk from Kmart every second weekend with your extra money, then I think you need to reflect, is that actually worth it or not? Now, another thing you can do, this is obviously going to be based off your financial situation, but you can outsource chores, taking breaks, or investing in experiences. So if you can afford it, you can outsource chores. So this is obviously going to be for the higher income earners, but if you fall in this category, you can outsource chores. You can pay a cleaner. You can pay somebody to trim your yard, mow your lawn for you. That will free up your own time that you otherwise wouldn't have had for you to do something productive with it. Taking breaks. So as I said, if you're feeling burnout, if you are working on the dime all the time, it's not going to be worth it if you are grumpy to be around. It's not going to be worth it if you're miserable, negative, because you're so burnt out, because you're so tired. That making of $100 extra per week that you're bringing home is not going to be worth it to your family, your friends, if you are miserable to be around. And then, as I said, using that extra money that you are making and investing it in experiences for whether it be yourself or for your family members as well. So make sure that money is going in the right direction. How to be more intentional with your own time every day. So you need to track your time and align it with your values. Why do you truly enjoy something? Something you need to ask yourself. Practical tools like time blocking, journaling, and hourly scheduling. Simplify your time to have higher success. So schedule out your day. This is something that I've started implementing in my own life, and I really find it's something that is keeping me more productive. It's less time procrastination because you're not sure what the next thing is that you're doing for the next half hour. You can check your calendar, you can check the schedule. Okay, here we go. Lunch is 12:30 to 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, I'm back on making calls and organizing materials for the next day, for example. So by having it slotted, time slots for every hour of the day, you are not only more productive, but your time is being tracked. So you want to add a challenge. What's one thing you'll do today that truly matters? Now, this is something that can be very, very small, or it can be something that is really, really big. Something so small, as an example, is one thing you can do today. Maybe you read a bedtime story to your daughter or to your son that evening. You don't normally do that. You're normally a little bit time poor. You don't think you have the time to do that. But doing something so small that takes 5-10 minutes out of your own day can make a massive impact for them. On the larger end of the scale, something maybe you could take 1-2 hours of your evening instead of watching Netflix. Maybe you go and volunteer down at a homeless shelter, a meals shelter, for example, and that is something that actually makes a massive impact for the better. If you truly care about yourself and those around you that you love, you will take your time more seriously and see the benefit of making small changes to make better use of your time. So this is what coming back to what we first ever talked about. Everyone likes to use the excuse, I don't have enough time, or I'd like to do that, but I don't have the time. Everyone has the same 24 hours within the day. You do have time. You just need to use it more wisely and use it with better intention in the right direction. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions, if you have any tips and tricks for other people, leave them down in the comments below. But other than that, I do appreciate you all watching. As a new YouTube channel, it does help me out if you can click the subscribe button, hit the like button, and also hit that notification bell. I have 3 new videos coming out each and every single week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all about improving mindset, all about improving emotional awareness, and all about self-development. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you here next time at Renewable Mind.